This might upset some people, but stay with me until the end. You're going to want to hear this. There's a truth that we've avoided for too long. Men, we've been asking women to meet us in the middle of our wounds, to suppress their emotions, to tread carefully around us, and to carry the emotional weight of our unresolved pain. And this has to stop. The patterns are clear. In relationships, women often self-identify as anxiously attached while men lead toward avoidance. Women suppress their emotions afraid of being too much while men retreat, overwhelmed by feelings that they've never learned to face. This isn't just hurting relationships, it's breaking people. Men, this is not their burden to bear, it's ours to heal. Think about the women in your life, your partner, your mother, your sister, your daughters. How many of them have been told directly or indirectly that their emotions are unsafe? How many have learned to silence themselves to protect us from discomfort or to keep the peace? And at what cost? When women suppress their emotions, it manifests in their bodies: burnout, autoimmune diseases, infertility. These aren't just physical conditions, they're symptoms of a world where women feel that they can't be fully themselves. And we, as men, are often the ones creating that environment, whether we realize it or not. But let's be clear, we're not the villains here. Many of us were raised by emotionally unstable fathers or absent fathers, by mothers who had to become strong and stoic just to survive. I know this because I've lived it. For me, emotions were a threat. I grew up fearing my father's outbursts, always walking on eggshells and watching my mother hold back her emotions to keep the family from crumbling. I learned early that emotions were dangerous, something to fear, something to avoid. And I carried that fear into adulthood. And this is the cycle. Men afraid of emotions, retreat and shut down. Women feeling abandoned, suppress their needs to keep the connection alive. But this isn't connection, it's survival. Couples therapists tell us to meet in the middle, to compromise on our pain, but that's not sacred union. That's trauma bonding disguised as love. True union isn't found in compromise, it's found in healing. And men, that healing begins with us. When we do the work, when we face our fears, our wounds, and our suppressed emotions, we create a foundation of safety. We become grounded, steady, and present. And when that happens, everything changes. Women no longer feel the need to walk on eggshells. They stop suppressing their emotions because they no longer have to protect us from them. Instead, they step fully into themselves, their intuition, their power, their divine feminine. And this is what happens when a man steps into the divine masculine. Now, the divine masculine isn't about control or dominance, it's about presence. It's about being the steady riverbank that allows the water to flow freely. It's about being the unshakable force that creates safety, not just physically, but emotionally. When we embody this, women can finally exhale. They can let go of the armor they've been forced to carry for years. They become vibrant, wild, and free, not because we've demanded it, but because they finally feel safe enough to let their guard down. And this is how polarity is restored. Not through manipulation or compromise, but through healing and authenticity. Men, when we heal, we don't just change our relationships, we transform ourselves. We stop being afraid of our emotions, ours or anyone else's. We find strength in vulnerability, in connection, in the ability to hold space for the full range of human experience. We become leaders, not by force, but by presence. And when women flourish alongside us, the rewards are immeasurable. Their joy, their creativity, their connection to themselves, it reflects back to us, reminding us of the sacred power of true partnership. Now, this isn't just about personal relationships. It's about societal healing. When men step into their divine masculine, we create environments where connection, trust, and authenticity thrive. We stop perpetuating cycles of fear, suppression, and control, and become the foundation for a better world. Men, this is your moment. It's time to stop asking women to shrink themselves to accommodate us. It's time to stop running from emotions. This work isn't easy. It requires us to face the darkest parts of ourselves, the boy who was hurt, the man who feels inadequate, and the fear that we've buried for years. But this is what true strength looks like. See, when we heal, we create safety. When we ground ourselves, we restore polarity. And when we step into our divine masculine, we invite women to step fully into their divine feminine. This is sacred union. This is the balance the world needs. Men, the time is now. Heal yourself, ground yourself, and lead, not by force, but by presence. The women in your life and the world are waiting for you to rise.